Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Chicory Ridge with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
Hey, my name's Joel, and I do vocals.
Awesome, Joel. So my first question is, I always ask this to every band, how did you start out Chicory Ridge? How did you get all of your members?
I started Chicory Ridge after being in a lot of different bands, and I just decided that I wanted to make something that would never fall apart. And so all my members they're all kind of fronts, so they're not actually a part of the band, but they're there when I need them to be.
Okay.
Chicory Ridge is kind of like Plot and You,
Okay.
how Lane controls it. So I'm the person that technically runs it, and I write all the music and everything. So I got all of them because they're all my buddies. And they're all very capable of what they do, and they're all excited to just be able to be a part of it. Yeah.
That's a cool concept because I've definitely heard it before. Like you said, the Plot and You, Beartooth. I know
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Shomo does his stuff. What was kind of your thought instead of doing that as opposed to having just band members come on? Maybe it might be just a vision thing where you have something you envision and you want to kind of carry it out and you feel like other people may not have that same sort of vision. What was kind of the mental thought process behind doing it like this as opposed to getting members?
Well, I mean, when you have a band of like 4 or 5 guys, and you have something come up, as bands always do, you're working on something or you're trying to move forward with something, and you have to do something really quick. You have to get approval from everyone else, and so that process can take a couple hours, at most like an hour, something like that. And in this case, nothing needs to be done other than me just going, all right, yeah, that sounds good. So the decision-making process is easy. The dynamic in the band is really simple because it's just my opinion. I take their opinions and I take what they want into consideration, but ultimately I'm the one that has to make the calls. So it just makes things really simple. Also makes it so there can't be any mutiny. That's really cool. So I don't know. I just like it because it's very carefree for me and for them too. Because whenever I need them, I just have to call them up. So
Yeah, that's definitely interesting because I know I can assimilate with that because the channel is very much the same way. I like having kind of that creative control, and I totally understand the process of having multiple heads in one group, and you all have to kind of agree on something. Um,
yeah,
I totally get that. So it's definitely interesting for me as opposed to I'll have bands on with different members, and I can kind of see where you would come from in terms of writing music or playing shows and stuff like that, where it's literally just you facilitating everything. So that's really
yeah,
neat, man.
yeah. I like it. I mean, it was just me, and then when it came time to do the videos and stuff like that, and I had to start working with other people again, I was like, oh, I'm so happy it's just me sometimes. Because coordinating everything and getting everyone's schedules to line up and stuff, I just was like, sometimes I'm really excited it's just me. So, makes it easy.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome. Well, my
yeah.
next question is, I don't know if you played any shows yet, but what are some favorite venues that you like to go to attend shows at?
In Grand Rapids, we don't have a whole lot of smaller venues. A lot of them died out a long ago. But we have the Intersection, which is awesome, and their front room, which is called the Stash. They just made another venue underneath them. It's called Elevation, actually. And I haven't been there yet, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. I love the Pyramid Scheme that's over here, too. So, I mean, those are just some of the many venues that we have, but most of them cater to bigger bands.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of the smaller underground venues kind of just died off a while back, and it never really seemed to recover. So, but those are some of my favorites that I've been able to play around here. I used to play around here a lot, and then it just kind of stopped. So,
Do you think it might be because of lack of just bands putting out music, or what's kind of your thought process behind that? Because I always find it interesting. For me, where I live in New Jersey, I live close to Philly, so Philly's pretty big hub for, either local shows or like bigger
Hmm.
shows. What kind of made you think that bands would either, shy away from coming from Grand Rapids, or, just kind of the local scene in general?
I think the local scene I think it just changed a lot.
Okay.
As with everywhere else, everyone had to kind of step their game up when it came to just recording and just being professional. And so, along with that, a lot of bands started becoming really picky with where they played and who they played for. And I feel like with that, it just kind of killed a lot of the local scene. And a lot of people just stopped going to shows. A lot of bands stopped going to shows and supporting. And that just I just feel like it just kind of tore Grand Rapids apart. It's getting better slowly here, but for the most part, it's still pretty quiet. I mean, we've got a lot of great bands up and coming here, but a lot of them they've been around for a long time. So, I don't know. I think that kind of played. I think it's just elitism, just played a lot of it, and just being picky and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll come back.
Yeah, I always find that with bands, whenever I have them on to interview, like, I always find it interesting to kind of get almost like a mental image of where, they are at in the scene. And I always find that, a lot of the scenes that I think bands are strong in are the ones that, it's not about a competition. It's about, okay, what can I do to make this band better, and vice versa. And just
Hmm.
kind of the play off of each other, and just trying to, you're both trying to go for the same thing. And I think that for you to just kind of be almost petty about certain things would just completely destroy and ruin what we were all here for, which is music. So
Hmm.
I'm hoping that in your case and in your scene's case that it will get better, because I've definitely had bands, and I've personally been in those sorts of moments where it's been kind of slow, but I think that there's always you know positive stuff moving forward, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it will continue to get a little bit better around here. I mean, we finally have like ways to record here. There's actually like good engineers around here, and so all the bands are starting to kind of like I said, their game is getting stepped up.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of converging on that producer, and everyone's working with that guy and that team of people. So from what I've seen, I haven't been to a local show in a while, just haven't had the time to, and I just haven't had time. Like it's from what I've seen, it seems like it's doing a lot better now. But also, a lot of the bands that are playing local anymore are still they're bands that have been here for a long time. So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
hopefully things will change, and sort of younger talent will come out and kill it. So, but anyway, my next question, Joel, to kind of follow up, venues. What was the last show that you attended?
oh, last show I attended local, or
It
are we
doesn't have
talking
to
about?
be local, just show in general.
Hmm. I want to say it was back in February. I think I
Okay.
attended the Paris concert.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the last one I went to. Well, no, no, yes, I don't know. I can't remember. Oh no, I went to one of my buddy's band's shows a couple weeks back, and then they're in a band called Amora.
Okay,
So
sick. Yeah, I've heard
yeah,
of them.
I went to their show. Their bassist and their drummer actually they play for me too.
Oh,
So
sick, sick.
yeah, so I went to go and support them, and I was gonna go support Seraphim in their album release,
Yeah.
but I had other things I had to do that night. So because I really wanted to see how they were doing and see Sleepwaker, but time constraints. So
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
know that. I know that feeling. So totally,
yeah.
totally get that. But my
Yeah.
next question, Joel, probably the most important question you're going to be asking or answering is, what are some of your musical influences for Chicory Ridge?
Oh man. So I have a lot of different influences.
Okay.
It's ranging from pop music to metal and stuff. But for Chicory Ridge specifically, I just wanted to have a very raw sound. So, which is I think that portrays very well in it.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and so one of the things that influenced me a lot was back in early 2017, Architects went on their tour, for all of our guys have abandoned us here in America, and they came out and they had Stray from the Path with them, and I think it was Make Them Suffer, and
Yes.
we saw Make Them Suffer like the end of their set, and then I watched Stray, and I was like, whoa, it's like that's I've never seen something like that before. And then of course we watched Architects, and Architects was amazing. But something that I kind of took away from that show was that at the time I was starting to write for Chicory Ridge, and I didn't really know what direction I wanted to go in yet. And so I was trying to be technical, but I'm not a very technical guitarist. So I just kind of was like, I don't know what to do. And then I saw them play. I was like, that just seems more like they all got together in a basement somewhere and played. And I've heard that comment made about Chicory Ridge too, is it sounds like everyone just got together and just started playing stuff. And that's kind of what I wanted. So I was like, well, at least I learned something from them. So, yeah, I mean, I think that Stray is one of them. I think that a lot of, you know, Architects is one of them. And I definitely think that, man, like all the bands that I really love, they have clean singing, but I refuse to have clean singing in Chicory Ridge. So mostly because I can't sing. So that's I don't know. Oh yeah, and Rage Against the Machine too. A lot of just old school, just grungy sounding music. Just love it. So those are probably the top ones.
Awesome, awesome. That's really cool. I always find that those sorts of bands I can get really into, um, just because it's so, fluid. I always love when I see a band that just feels like they're just jamming. I think that's why I love Beartooth so much, is that they just feel like a jam band where they all got together and stuff like that. So, definitely excited. I know that you sent me stuff, so I'm excited to check it out. I did check out a song or two before we jumped onto this interview, so
Awesome.
excited to see what other people think about it. Hopefully, they'll go check it out for sure. But my next question, Joel, who have you been jamming recently?
I'd have to pull up Spotify. I like that you're wearing Boys of Fall because I love those dudes. Um, they're pretty awesome. Oh man, who have I been jamming recently? I have like a playlist that every time that a new album comes out, I put it on there. I've been jamming Panic at the Disco's album recently
Yeah,
because I think
it's really good.
I think that's great. Brendan Urie is amazing. Mostly, he also does this too. He runs Panic at the Disco. So I mean, let's see here. There it is. Who have I been jamming recently? Tonight Alive.
Nice.
Plot's new album is great. Love it. I wasn't a huge fan of 30 Seconds to Mars, but I definitely liked it. Breaking Benjamin's always amazing. Boys of Fall put their EP out. Awesome. I liked Seraphim's. Seraphim's album was good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm a little bit biased towards it, but I liked it a lot. I loved Alpha Wolf's their new single.
Yeah.
Their single heavy. State Champs had a great album, and yeah, I mean, and I'm really excited for Sleepwaker's album.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be killer. Yeah.
I mean, I just keep an eye out, and I just kind of add stuff on here, and I just keeps me up to date with stuff. But that's what I've been jamming recently. I work in the environment that I work in. I can listen to music all day,
Okay. Cool.
so I constantly have something playing. So when I say like this is what I've been jamming recently, it's not because I'm just listing off all these names. It's because that's what cycles
You're
through
listening
my it's what cycles through my headphones. So
Awesome. Well, I like the diversity. Everything from pop punk, State Champs, Boys of Fall to Brendan Urie pop radio sort of stuff to heavier bands like Sleepwalker and Seraphim. That's definitely cool. I think it definitely makes a more diverse, individual, as well as more diverse to the types of music that you're going for. But my next question, Joel, is a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
I really don't know. Um, Actually, this would be a way better question for one of my other members because they're a lot more versed in pop music and rap and everything than I am. Uh, I don't know if I have one. I really don't know if I have one that I would be able to cover. Like for Chicory Ridge, I'm assuming. I don't know. It would have to be some sort of rap. It would have to be some sort of rap, and it would have to be really fast.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and also, I don't know if I could even keep up with it. No, I don't know. I have no idea. That question is lost on me. I don't have an answer to that one.
I'll have to hit you back up later and maybe put some text and find out what the answer
Yeah,
could be. But
I'll see if I can think of something.
that will be post editing. But my next question, Joel, is another fun one. Hopefully this one's a little bit easier to answer. Favorite food to eat?
Oh, it's pizza, and unfortunately, recently I learned I'm allergic to milk.
Oh
So
boy.
so it really sucks.
Oh
So
yeah.
I have to go places and be like, "Hey, I need no cheese on my pizza," and they all just are like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know it sucks." So that's my favorite food, and it's been taken away from me.
Oh boy. Well,
So
that's terrible. Man, that's bad. Wow.
it's not fun, but like it's kind of cool though because you don't really notice once you get used to it and you don't have cheese on it and you load it up with other stuff. Like I do meat lovers all the time, and you don't really notice that there isn't cheese on it anymore, so it doesn't bother me.
Okay. Well, at least you've learned to live with it. I think I would still be in trauma for sure. But my
Oh yeah.
my next question, Joel. Since you do play a lot of the, if not all the instruments for Chicory Ridge, if there was one other instrument that you could just be excellent at, what would it be?
Oh, I learned how to play the piano once, but I wasn't good at it, and I would love to relearn that and actually get good at it. I think eventually I'm going to try and teach myself how to do it because I think it would just be useful. I've been working on recording here, so I think that would just be a useful trade to have.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. I like how you're thinking about it like intelligently. You're like, I could definitely use this in my writing, stuff like that. I think
mm-hmm.
some people like pick some of the odd stuff because they're like, it's interesting. But I like
Mm-hmm.
how just thought out it was. That's really cool. But
Yeah.
my next question, Joel, my personal favorite question because I'm a huge nerd. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh, I'm gonna go with. Man, all the games I play are so terrible. I'm gonna do like the lightest one I can think of. I'll do Mega Man just because it's pretty straightforward.
There you
Just be
go.
real straightforward. Nothing's that horrible.
And then who
So
doesn't want like a gun for an arm? I mean, like that's kind of sick.
exactly. Like
Awesome.
I was thinking, I was like, man, maybe Batman. I was like, no, that's terrible. That's horrible.
That
So
that's true. Batman is pretty rough. I mean, you lost your parents and you're a vigilante, so that's
I mean, it'd be
kind of.
cool, but not really. Like, or I was thinking like Dead Space, and I was like, that'd be
Oh
horrible.
no, that'd be rough.
So
That would
yeah,
definitely be rough.
I'm just like, I have to keep this really, really light, otherwise I'm gonna regret it later. So
I like that.
yeah.
Next question, Joel. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show in terms of bands that you've seen in person?
Well, I named off two of them
Okay.
straight from the and Architects. Um, Paris puts on a great show. As I
Yes.
mentioned too, that I saw them earlier. They were great. Oh, geez, who else did I see recently? Hmm. Amity Affliction did back when a couple years ago I was at Warped Tour and I got to see a bunch of bands. I mean, as much as I'm not a huge fan of of New Attila, they do still put on a great show. So that's there too. Yeah, just a couple.
Awesome.
I've seen quite a few, but I just can't. As soon as someone asks me on
It's
camera,
a
I'm
brain
just
fart. Yep.
I'm like, I don't know, man. Have I ever seen a band before live? So,
It's you know what, honestly, I can tell you from experience, it's a brain fart moment. If you're not like constantly thinking about it, you'll forget it. And then
yep.
people hit me up after. They're like, I remembered like 5 more. So if you do
Yeah,
remember 'em, I'll just put text somewhere that
cool.
so, so that people know. But anyway, next question, Joel. Speaking about great live bands, to kind of follow that up, if you could compile a dream tour, who would be on it?
A dream tour, probably Straight from the Path. I'd just be like, yeah, you guys can headline everything. Um, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of In Heart's Wake. I think that'd be
Yeah, they're
cool.
great.
And if the
Yeah.
Ghost Inside ever came back, I would love to have them be a part of it someday when they recover. I don't know. Oh yeah, those are other bands I've seen live. See, it's all coming back.
Awesome.
Yeah, just a bunch of hardcore bands or metalcore, whatever you call it these days.
It's all encompassing. I consider it
Yeah,
alternative, whatever that falls under the umbrella of different genres. I'm not a genre elitist, so um,
good.
yeah, definitely great lineup. In Heart's Wake, I like for more recently that I've seen them, they've just been killing it live. Like I think that they've just improved since the very first time I've seen them. I think at like Warped Tour or something like that. But every time that I've seen him more recently, they've just been awesome, and I'm excited to see them on Warped again this year. So, um, but
Oh
anyway,
yeah, Corpse.
yeah, there. I think.
Right.
Well, speaking about that, like, what's your thoughts on Warped Tour ending? I don't know if you like were an attendee in terms of like going every year, but what do you think about like Warped Tour ending? Because I've been asking bands that have been on more recently about it. So what do you think your thoughts are on it?
I'm pretty sad actually. I thought that it was a great opportunity for, you know, like I think it was a great opportunity for the heavier music community. I thought it was just a great opportunity for more like independent bands and all that stuff. But I just thought it was kind of sad, honestly. I want to go this year. I'm still seeing if it's possible, but I really do want to go. It's gonna it's gonna suck
I
to
also
see it.
I also feel like I think I'm definitely bittersweet about it because I think like yeah it's ending and I've gone since I can't even remember because I'm old as
Hmm.
shit now, but just
Yeah, yeah.
I think that for me, like, you know, as growing up and going to Warped and seeing all these great bands, I think that it's, I can't give Kevin Lyman enough credit. He's such a wonderful guy and continuing to do this.
Hmm.
But I think it's a good opportunity for bands to, you know, go out and do more touring and stuff like that that wouldn't be able to because Warped Tour takes up pretty much the entire summer. I
Yeah.
think that it offers more of an opportunity for, you know, younger unsigned bands or bands that really want to do something but couldn't last year to be
Hmm.
able to do it in future years. And I don't think it's entirely going away either, but I definitely feel like he's going to rein back a little bit for sure.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah, that was a huge part of summer
Oh,
for a lot of,
absolutely.
and just for those bands too. Like without it, I just feel like it's going to seem a little almost incomplete. Like the summers will just seem a little incomplete without that going on. So I don't know. I'll be sad, but I get it. But I'll be sad.
No, I absolutely am in the same boat. I'm definitely sad about it going away as well, but I also feel like it's a good opportunity for a lot of bands to do what they do during the summer and hopefully have some really great lineups for people to come out and go to see shows, um,
Yeah,
for sure. But
I agree.
my next question, Joel, getting back to another fun question: favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Favorite TV show is Rick and Morty
Ooh, good
for
one.
sure. Uh, I just like how it's written. Not because I think that I'm smarter than everyone. It's just because I think it's a well written show. So just making sure people know that. And my favorite movie. Oh man, I don't know. I have a lot of favorite movies. I really love The Edge of Tomorrow, but there's a lot of movies that are like that. So yeah, I don't. That's probably the closest that I have to a favorite because I just found it really entertaining.
Awesome.
So we'll
Awesome.
stick with
Well,
that one.
it's not a forever answer, it's just an answer for today. That's how I see it, you know.
we'll check back in a couple of years and we'll figure out what it is then. That's the same thing. I haven't thought of this question.
Awesome. Well, my next question, Joel, speaking about tough questions, if there was one album that you could bring with you to a desert island for the next 30 days, what would it be?
Hmm. I feel like I should know this one. I don't know, man. Probably. Oh, I got it. Actually, I do know this one. But I'll say, I would take with me My Chemical Romance's album, The Black Parade, because I love that album. I love that album, and that's just that to me is just growing up. That's the album that I heard so much growing up, and I love it. Still love it.
I would
So.
1000% agree with you. That was the soundtrack to my high school, so I can
Mhm.
totally assimilate with that answer, and I like it very much. But my next thing to talk about, Joel, tell them about Chicory Ridge, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Well, you can find us on any streaming platform. So Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Amazon. I think that we're on Pandora too. It says we are. But I mean, in the next couple months, we're just going to be trying to reach out more to people and get more as much of a following as we can. I've been demoing music for the past like 6 months, so
Awesome.
I've got a lot of stuff to eventually, hopefully, bring out. But for now, it's just these 3 songs that you'll be listening to at some point. So hopefully you like them.
You say it with some reservation. It based off of what you told me in this interview. I think I'll like them.
It's been received really well.
Okay.
Sometimes it hasn't been. I've only seen 2 comments so far, and they were along the same lines. And it was like one of them was just it was a GIF from Jurassic Park of the guy finding that gigantic pile of shit and him taking his sunglasses off, and I was like, I can't even be mad about that. That's just funny. So
At least it was comical,
yeah, I was like, I can't be mad about this. That's awesome. And then the other guy just said, "This is shit," and I was like, "The shit or shit?" And he's like, "No, just shit." And I was like,
Okay.
"All right, fair enough."
That's your
So
opinion. There you go.
that's cool, but that's so far has been the only negativity I've received. So
Well, before I end this off, because this had me biting for a little bit. How did you find out about this channel, the page, stuff like that? Because I always am curious when people that I don't know hit me up and they're like, "Hey, let's do something together." So,
I was just watching album reviews and stuff like that, and it popped up.
oh, sick.
And I just was like, I'll click on it, and I clicked on it. I forgot what band I was watching that you were reviewing. And I had watched it, and I was like, try it out. See, I mean, worst case scenario, he doesn't say anything back to me. So,
Well, I try my best to answer to everybody because, I'm all about community here, so if I can help somebody else out, then that brings a lot of joy to my heart. But go check out Chicory Ridge. All links are in the description where you can find out about the band. Please go follow them, go give them a like, whatever social media thing that they do, go do that, and then go subscribe to your YouTube channel at the end of this video. And if you enjoyed this interview, subscribe, hit that like, share it. It goes a long way. And thank you to Joel for coming on, man. It took a little time to get here, but we're here,
sure did.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching this. We'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.